Transmission 01A recovered.
Archive condition, partially degraded. Classification, behavioral observation. Subject, gradual atmospheric detachment in modern human populations. Date of origin, uncertain. For most of recorded history, humans looked upward constantly. Not occasionally, constantly. They watched the sky while traveling, while eating, while resting, while grieving, while wondering. The sky was not considered scenery, it was considered presence. Ancient civilizations organized entire belief systems around objects they could not reach and did not understand. Stars became gods, constellations became stories, light became destiny. Humans crossed oceans using invisible patterns above them, measured seasons through distant movement, predicted survival through celestial behavior. For thousands of years, the species maintained an emotional relationship with the sky. Then, very slowly, the relationship ended. Historians disagree on the precise moment atmospheric detachment began. Some blamed industrial expansion, others blamed urban density, artificial lighting, economic acceleration, portable entertainment systems, algorithmic distraction, psychological exhaustion. Most likely, the cause was cumulative. The transition was subtle enough that almost nobody noticed it while it was happening. Humans did not consciously decide to stop looking upward. They simply became occupied by smaller lights. Behavioral studies conducted during the late screen expansion era produced unusual findings. Average outdoor sky observation dropped below 40 seconds per day in several population centers. Later studies recorded even lower numbers. Some subjects spent entire weeks without consciously observing the sky once. When questioned about this, many participants appeared confused by the topic itself. Several asked researchers why the observation would matter. This response became increasingly common. Around the same period, psychological instability indicators began rising sharply. Not dramatic instability, something quieter, persistent emotional fatigue, low-grade anxiety, derealization, attention fragmentation, difficulty experiencing awe. An unusual sensation researchers described as compressed existence. Many subjects independently reported the feeling that something fundamental was missing from their lives. Few could identify what. Researchers initially investigated nutrition, sleep patterns, economic stress, social isolation, chemical imbalance. None fully explained the phenomenon. The first major breakthrough occurred accidentally. A financial corporation began renovating one of its office towers after structural water damage exposed several upper floors to direct sunlight and open sky for approximately 3 weeks. Employee productivity declined almost immediately, but something else happened. Workers began taking longer pauses between tasks, conversations increased. Reports of reflective thinking increased by 41%. Several employees voluntarily remained after work simply to watch evening storms pass over the city. One subject described the experience as feeling present for the first time in years. The company sealed the ceiling shortly afterward. Productivity recovered within 12 business days. Further experiments produced similar results. Exposure to natural vastness appeared to temporarily interrupt accelerated cognitive patterns in human subjects. Mountains, oceans, deserts, storm systems, open night skies. The larger the environment felt, the calmer many subjects became. Researchers proposed a controversial theory. Humans required periodic confrontation with scale. Without reminders of enormous external reality, the mind slowly began collapsing inward, obsessing over increasingly small concerns, notifications, schedules, status indicators, minor social evaluations, artificial urgency systems. The species evolved beneath infinity, then attempted to live entirely inside rectangles. At first, the effects appeared manageable. Then adaptation began. Artificial sky simulations became increasingly popular in urban centers where atmospheric visibility had nearly disappeared. Digital constellations, subscription meteor showers, programmable sunsets, enhanced moonlight filters, weather customization packages. Many users preferred the artificial versions. Real skies contained uncertainty, cloud coverage, silence, darkness. Artificial skies were optimized, predictable, personalized, emotionally convenient. Some systems even removed uncomfortable astronomical details considered psychologically unpleasant. Vast emptiness, scale distortion, deep field star density. Certain simulations reduced visible stars by nearly 80% because users described realistic night skies as stressful. Eventually, some children raised in heavily urbanized sectors developed mild discomfort responses when exposed to true night environments for the first time. Several subjects described authentic starlight as too large. One child reportedly asked why the sky looked broken. Researchers noted increasing inability among subjects to tolerate unstimulated silence. In controlled environments without entertainment systems, many participants reached for inactive devices repeatedly, despite knowing they were disabled. Several described silence as aggressive, not peaceful, aggressive. Humans had spent so long surrounding themselves with interruption that uninterrupted existence itself began feeling unnatural. Curiously, the stars never disappeared. The oceans never disappeared. The mountains never disappeared. Human attention disappeared. The species gradually replaced ancient sources of perspective with systems designed primarily to retain engagement. Lights that demanded constant observation. Lights that explained everything immediately. Lights that removed uncertainty. Perhaps that was the real attraction. The universe is difficult. It is vast, indifferent, impossible to optimize. A screen is much easier. Toward the end of several archived studies, researchers documented small but persistent behavioral exceptions. Certain individuals repeatedly sought environments with reduced stimulation: forests, rooftops, remote highways, empty beaches, deserts, places where the sky remained visible. Most subjects described similar emotional effects afterward: slower thinking, reduced anxiety, increased awareness of time, enhanced emotional clarity. Many struggled to explain the sensation precisely. The most common description recovered from the archive was simply, "I felt strangely awake." Final archive note: humans once feared being alone beneath the universe. Later, many became afraid to look at it at all. Transmission complete. Behavioral observation concluded. Archive sealed. Recovered archive ID 01-A-0017. Integrity 91.4%. Classification: behavioral observation. End of transmission.